You may be listening to me and you have that capacity, you have that idea, but you still do not believe in it. You still do not believe in yourself. You're still doubting yourself. You'd rather just be in the implementation level where you're getting told what to do and you're getting paid per hour than being in the imagination level where you get to conceive an idea and do the dirty job that will create value, create income, create revenues, create jobs for other people. You're listening to me and you have that capacity, but you're doubting yourself. So you see now that when you function from the level of imagination, you are not being told what to do. Rather, you tell people what to do because you have vision. Your vision is now clear. You can envision things and you have a conviction that what you have envisioned can become a solution that people can benefit from. Hello, welcome to today's episode. Today, what I'm going to be discussing with you is going to catapult you from where you are to a whole new dimension in your creativity and in your understanding of how to be more creative and how to enhance your creativity. So what is that thing I'm going to be sharing with you? Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 levels of wealth creation. Now, according to Myron Golden, there are 4 levels of value. And these 4 levels of value are the implementation level, the unification level, the communication level, and the imagination level. According to Myron Golden, at the implementation level, you are multiplying a physical resource, which is your muscles, with a limited resource, which is time, right? So that speaks of people who are implementers of tasks. They do the thing. They work hard at their job or work hard at whatever they're doing. And according to Myron Golden, people at this level earn anything from minimum wage, let's say $35,000 per year, to about $100,000 per year. And then the next level is the unification level. And according to Myron Golden, this is the level where you begin to manage people to do the thing that you do at the implementation level. And people in this level earn anything from $100,000 to $250,000. Now stay with me, I'm going somewhere with this. Now the next level is the communication level, and according to Myron Golden, this is the level where you share a message that moves a mass of people. And at this level, you can earn anything from $100,000 per year to millions of dollars per year. Now stay with me, we're almost getting there. Now the next level after the communication level, according to Myron Golden, is the imagination level. And at this level, you think of an idea that helps you solve a problem for the masses. And people who function at this level are the innovators. And these people could earn anything from $100 million per year to billions of dollars per year. Now, this forms the foundation of what I'm going to be sharing with you today as we go into 4 levels of wealth creation. Just the way Myron Golden refers to implementation, unification, communication, and imagination as 4 levels of value, I am taking an inspiration from that, and I'm going to piggyback off that idea to also speak about the 4 levels of creativity or 4 levels of wealth creation. Now, at the first level of wealth creation, being the implementation level, you are told what to create. You are told what problem to solve, and sometimes you are even told the solution to the problem that you are told to solve. So imagine working at a job and you're given a task to do, and your manager tells you, do this, or we need to do this, we need to do that, and then you begin to pick up tasks. Now, that level also requires some degree of creativity because you're going to be solving problems, right? But at the implementation level, you're going to be solving the problems by actually implementing the solution, by doing the thing, by exchanging your time, which is a limited resource, and also expending some form of energy, whether the energy you spend sitting behind a desk, or the energy you spend outside in the field, or the energy you spend under the sun, or the energy you spend actually doing the thing. Now, even though you are deploying your creativity at that level, because you're exchanging your time for money, you're getting paid per hour. So you're going to work, and then you get paid at the end of the hour or at the end of the month. Now, that is a good place to start when you're setting out on your career or in your creative journey as an entrepreneur. But that's not a good place to stay because there's a cap. There's only so much you can achieve when you deploy your creativity at the implementation level, because you will always be told what to do. And the only way to keep yourself in the good books of your employer would be to keep doing things that would impress them. So you are not really able to take initiative. You're not able to break out of the box. And sometimes you can stay there all your life and not manifest the full potential of your creativity. But that's a good place to start, and there's nothing wrong with being there. So if you're listening to this and you're working a job where you get paid an hourly rate, then that's fine. All you need to do is to level up and take it a step further. Now, the next level of wealth creation or creativity is the level of unification. And according to Myron Golden, this is the level where you manage people. And taking a cue from that, I would like to say that at the level of unification, you become creative in managing people. You become emotionally intelligent, and you are able to unify resources that are at your disposal. If you have people that you manage, you are able to develop these people to become better problem solvers. You are able to help them become efficient, and you are able to leverage the human resource at your disposal or the material resource at your disposal. That is the level of unification. At this level, you're not just implementing or doing the thing, but you are managing people and resources to do the thing on your behalf. So that is the point where you delegate responsibilities, where you manage a group of people in a company. Now, at the level of unification, you have more room. You have more room for growth, and you have more opportunities to make more money because you are more visible and you're part of the decision makers. But you still get told what to do by those who are higher up the food chain, and you still have to report to people who are higher up the food chain. As a matter of fact, those who are higher up the food chain will be the ones to tell you what to do, and sometimes they could even make a business decision that will impact you and impact the people under you. That's why you hear in big companies around that have budget cuts where they have managers getting laid off. So even though you get to the point of unification as a manager, you can still be impacted by economic downturns, and that's not the place you want to stay for too long. Another thing I'd like to put out there is that the different levels of wealth creation can also be combined. So you can deploy your creativity at the level of implementation and at the level of unification at the same time, and become like a multitasker, a generalist, such that you can implement and you can manage people who implement. That gives you even an upper hand in your management journey. So the fact that you're in the implementation level does not mean you cannot dabble into the unification level. And the fact that you are in the unification level where you unify resources does not mean you cannot also function in the level of implementation. As a matter of fact, you can function in all the four levels at the same time, and those who function in all the four levels at the same time are the real MVPs. Yeah. So at the unification level, you deploy your people skills and you solve a specific problem with a set of predefined solutions that have been defined, templated to you by people in top management or by other unifiers. At the level of unification also, because you're managing people who are implementing things that you want them to implement, you also have the opportunity to guide them, to instruct them, to direct them. You can also fire them if the need arises. So that's some room, that's some wiggle room there, and you earn a lot more. Like Myron Golden says, from 100K per year to over 250K per year. That's a good next step to be if you were once an implementer. So if you're listening to this and you're working a job where you're doing tasks and you're implementing stuff, you're closing tickets, you're performing routine tasks, you want to grow beyond that level into being able to manage people who also implement. And by doing that, you'll be able to level up your creativity in a very rewarding way. Now, the next level of wealth creation or creativity is the level of communication. And in this level, you don't get paid per hour. You get paid by the impact of your message on the masses. You get paid by how much you can influence people to go in a particular direction, how much you can influence a mass of people, a large number of people across industries and across geographies. In the communication level, you deploy your creativity and use words to create pictures that can be hung in the corridors of the minds of people who listen to you. And this is the arena where content creators function, where YouTubers function, where authors function, where coaches, speakers, trainers function, where singers, songwriters, artists, movie producers, script writers function, because they are able to think of a message and communicate that message in a way that moves people. Now, the big thing about manifesting creativity on the level of communication is that it's not limited to an industry, unlike the unification level where you deploy your management skills and your people skills in a particular organization or in a particular industry or in a particular geography. In the communication level, the boundaries have been removed. You're not limited by geography, you're not limited by time and space, you're not exchanging your time for money, because you're creating value for a mass number of people with the use of your mouth, with the use of your communication skills. You're able to influence people and impact them and improve them, help them get a desirable outcome in whatever field they are. And that's why people who function in the communication level earn a lot of money. right? They earn royalties for their books. They earn royalties for their songs, for their movies that they have produced. Because there's a community that have been mobilized around the message that they have communicated. Whether communicating it through words, communicating it through pictures, communicating it through music, communicating it through art. As far as there's a medium for communicating ideas and creating pictures in the mind of people that can move them and cause them to take an action, or cause them to become emotional, cause them to laugh, cause them to cry, then you are functioning in this level. And this is a very good place to start to create real wealth that is not limited by time, or limited by geography, or limited by your energy, your physical or muscular energy. Now, I'll give you another reason why this level of wealth creation and creativity is very powerful. Now, you see this book? Now, this book is my latest book. I've written about 17 books so far. Now, this is my latest book. I wrote this book once, but this book gets sold every other day, and I get paid for the work that I did. I did this work just once, but I get paid every other day in multiple different countries and in multiple different currencies, because I spent time, I conceived an idea, and I communicated it by writing a book that people can read and receive an outcome that they desire. Now, that is the power of it. So you do the work once and you get paid several times. And the thing about a book is that a book is not necessarily the physical thing that you see here. That's the paper that you see wrapped in this book. No, the book goes beyond the paper, and that's why you can have 100,000 copies of this same book and distribute it, but the book will not deplete. The book still remains. You can resell that book in different formats, in PDF formats, in hard copy format, in paperback format, and the book is still the book. The book is not necessarily the format. The book is not necessarily the medium. The book is the ideas and the pictures that get generated in the minds of the readers when they read the words printed in this text, right? Another fantastic thing about manifesting creativity at the level of communication is that this book, for example, this book will be read by someone who is an engineer, and he will find some value in it, and it will inspire that person to become more creative, right? This book can also be read by someone who is a medical doctor, and it will move that person to take a particular action or make a particular direction or influence them to do something that will transform their lives. This book can be read by someone who is a fashion designer, and that person will receive ideas, will receive pictures in his mind, and the person will be like, whoa, I can actually do this thing and take this particular action and transform my business, right? This book can be read by an entrepreneur, and that entrepreneur, regardless of his industry, regardless of his geography, would receive an inspiration to act in a manner that would transform his life and change the trajectory of his life. That's why the communication level is so powerful. That's why everyone needs to become better at communicating their ideas. And with the way the world is going today, people who are able to communicate their ideas through words, through acting, through music, through instruments, through creating content, through writing blogs, through doing podcasts, through making YouTube videos, people who are able to do that tend to become very influential and tend to make a lot of money. So imagine I sold this book, 100,000 copy of this book, selling for $30 a piece. That is about $3 million, right? The book still remains. The book does not get lost, right? The book is unlimited. It's not a limited quantity. It's not something that depletes with time. It's not something that depletes after I sell it, like real estate. After you sell a house, the house is no more, right? The person you sold the house to now owns the house. But after I sell my book to someone, the person only has a copy of my book, right? My book still stays with me. The ideas, the pictures still stays with me, right? And I can communicate it in whatever format, in whatever way I want, anywhere I want, right? And this thing has been copyrighted in my name. It is mine forever, and I can earn royalties even after I've left this world and I've gone to be with the Lord. So this is another level of wealth creation and creativity. And you want to do your possible best to function in this level regardless of who you are. Now you may say, oh, but I'm not an author. You can learn it. It's a learnable skill. Oh, but I'm not an orator. You can learn it. It's a learnable skill. Oh, but I can produce YouTube videos. Oh, you can learn it. It's a learnable skill, right? Oh, I don't know how to do podcasts. You can learn it. It's a learnable skill. I actually teach people how to write books in 30 days, right? People who have no idea, who have never written a book before, I teach them how to write their first book in 30 days, and they are able to succeed and become authors themselves. So the level of communication is a level that anyone can get into. You don't need a degree, you don't need a specialized skill, you don't need any endorsement. All you need is the ability to move a mass of people with your message, and this is something that is learnable. Now, the next level of creativity or wealth creation is the level of imagination, and this is the level where you think of an idea and you communicate that idea to people and get people to believe in that idea. And from getting people to believe in that idea, you begin to build the product. And as you build the product, you put it in the marketplace, and that product begins to solve problems for people. And that's the realm where innovations and inventions like Facebook, Amazon, Uber, and whatnot belong. The people who function in the level of imagination are the people who shape industries. They have the capacity to shape industries, to shape policies, and even create a revolution. And that's what the founders of Facebook, Amazon, YouTube, Google, that's what they've done. That's what they've done. Founders of things like Uber, founders of apps and different products that use AI technologies. Now, the realm of imagination is the realm where you ultimately can be if you develop your creativity to the highest level, where you can imagine an idea and create a product out of it and communicate that idea. So you see now that when you function from the level of imagination, you are not being told what to do. Rather, you tell people what to do because you have vision. Your vision is now clear. You can envision things, and you have a conviction that what you have envisioned can become a solution that people can benefit from. The moment you are able to convince people about that, then you can be rest assured that you would end up making loads and loads of money and becoming a billionaire. Look at the richest men and the richest women in the world. They are people who have this uncanny ability to utilize their creative imagination to create pictures that no one can see and turn those pictures into reality. They have the ability to go into the fourth dimension and see pictures and bring those pictures into the third dimension and build a company around it, build a product around it, build a movement around it. You may be listening to me and you have that capacity, you have that idea, but you still do not believe in it. You still do not believe in yourself. You're still doubting yourself. You'd rather just be in the implementation level where you're getting told what to do and you're getting paid per hour than being in the imagination level where you get to conceive an idea and do the dirty job of actually creating momentum for that idea and persuading and influencing people and communicating that idea to people to articulate the value of that idea and creating a product out of that idea that will create value, create income, create revenues, create jobs for other people. You're listening to me and you have that capacity, but you're doubting yourself. The reason why I made this episode is to tell you that there are no limits at the level of imagination. You can actually move from the level of implementation to the level of imagination. Are you aware that the creators of the WhatsApp technology were actually employees of the Yahoo company before they actually came out of that company and created something? You may be an employee somewhere, but there's something inside of you that you can create. Don't let that stop you. Don't let the fact that you are at the implementation level currently stop you from reaching down into the inner recesses of your mind to pull out the pictures and the imagination and the creativity that you need to create something that will turn you from being an implementer to being an imaginator. I'll stop here for today. I believe you found this valuable. I'm going to do a quick recap. Today we talked about 4 levels of wealth creation, and this was inspired by Myron Golden's 4 levels of value, right? So the 4 levels of wealth creation, according to Myron Golden and according to me, is the level of implementation, unification, communication, and imagination. Think big, think differently, be a 4th-dimensional thinker, and you can function in the realm of the imagination where everything is possible. Thank you for joining, and thank you for listening to this episode. I'll see you next week, but till then, have a good one. Bye-bye.